Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share. Let's jump right into this frame-by-frame Rogue One trailer breakdown and analysis. The first thing that hits your senses is the tone. It sets the table for a film that looks ready to explore the dark and seedy underbelly of the Star Wars universe. In the opening shot, Felicity Jones' character, Jyn Erso, is led through the doorway past one of those rebel soldiers with the stupid helmets that served as cannon fodder for Darth Vader and his Stormtroopers at the beginning of A New Hope. As Jyn Erso walks, a litany of criminal charges are read against her: forgery of Imperial documents, possession of stolen property, aggravated assault, and resisting arrest. The roguish Jyn Erso certainly isn't a damsel in distress. As her crimes are read aloud off screen, Jyn is escorted through a rebel base that looks very much like the base on Yavin 4 as seen in A New Hope. It appears to be housed in an old temple, and the hanging vines suggest a jungle. Also, they appear to be in the same strategy room as was in A New Hope. It would make sense because the rebellion only packs up and relocates to Hoth when the Death Star almost destroys them. Mon Mothma is on hand to introduce Jyn Erso, and according to Mothma, Jyn is reckless, aggressive, and undisciplined. Mon Mothma says Jyn has been on her own since she was 15, possibly confirming rumors that the lead of Rogue One is an orphan with a grudge against the Empire for killing her parents. Here's our first glimpse at Diego Luna's character, who is present in the meeting between Jyn and Mon Mothma. He looks a lot like Poe Dameron. Whether they are related or not is unknown at this point. However, it would not be a stretch because Poe's father served in a special unit called the Pathfinders under General Solo in the Battle of Endor. I'm guessing that Diego Luna's character is the leader of a special unit of rebels that are tasked with the mission of stealing the Death Star plans. If that's not the case, why would he be there? Take that with a grain of salt, though. The tall, thin droid standing behind Jyn likely is the motion capture character that Alan Tudyk is playing in the film. The internet has suggested that he is playing a reprogrammed Imperial assault droid. Jyn looks very adept at taking on Stormtroopers, but at this point, who can't beat regular Stormtroopers? My kids could probably beat regular Stormtroopers. This is a rebellion, isn't it? I rebel. This exchange with Mon Mothma is obviously a job interview for the mission that we all know about by now. So I guess she passed the interview. This look of determination and fear drives home the seriousness of the mission that she is involved in. The trailer establishes what we already know. Our heroes are on a possible suicide mission to erase the Empire's greatest and deadliest weapon. The reveal of the Death Star as it emerges from the shadows alongside a fleet of Star Destroyers is captivating. This shot shows Gareth Edwards' keen sense of scale. The Super Star Destroyers look like insignificant specks in comparison to the Death Star. We know what this super weapon does, and it is very scary and very ghastly. This character is played by Alistair Petrie. The exact nature of his role is unclear, but he seems to be bad cop to Mon Mothma's good cop. Jyn, Diego Luna's character, ground troops, and X-Wing pilots form up like Voltron for what we can only assume to be some sort of offensive or defensive battle. Here's our first look at the main villain, or one of the villains, in the movie. It's an Imperial officer played by Ben Mendelssohn. This is likely a shot of him on the Death Star. We know that he's achieved a high rank given the fact that he can wear all white and a cape. Maybe he's a Grand Admiral like Thrawn. If you take a closer look, you note that the rank on his chest has as many boxes as Grand Moff Tarkin's, but the arrangement isn't quite the same as Tarkin's. Considering the plot of the movie, we can assume that he's the guy in charge of the Death Star's construction, or maybe he's in charge of its security. We know that Rogue One will introduce a variety of different Stormtroopers, and that fact is made clear in this shot. Note the Stormtrooper in the tank. It appears that there's going to be a different Stormtrooper for every job. Academy Award-winning actor Forrest Whitaker. Internet rumors claim that he is playing a rogue whose body has been decimated by battle. His bulky suit could be keeping him alive and mobile. It also looks like he has a breathing device attached to it as well. We've known that Rogue One would introduce black armored stormtroopers, and we've known that these guys are apparently the special forces of the Imperial military. They are known online as Death Troopers, but it's not entirely clear if that's a code name or an actual title. It is also of note that wherever these guys are, Darth Vader isn't far behind. In any case, they definitely look very formidable. That row of rebel prisoners is a reminder that Rogue One looks to be a harsher movie than the rest of the Star Wars series, examining what actually goes into launching a rebellion against an insurmountable and brutal enemy. This scene takes place in a crowded market, which hopefully means Edwards is going to fill the frame with all kinds of aliens and creatures. Jyn and Diego Luna's character run down a corridor of what looks like an Imperial base, maybe even the Death Star. This shot offers another look at Tudyk's motion capture droid character. Could it be that they are on the Death Star during the Battle of Yavin 4, or just before its fateful destruction? In another Imperial hallway, there are beige-colored troopers in the crowd. Maybe these guys are intended for desert warfare. Donnie Yen. If you don't know who Donnie Yen is, check out my video entitled What the Casting of Donnie Yen Means for Star Wars Rogue One. What I will tell you is that likely by the end of this exchange, all of these stormtroopers will be down. As noted in the first cast photo released, his character is blind and is armed with a staff. Here's another shot of those Death Troopers. They seem to be involved in an action set piece in a tropical region that in the end features the destruction of what appears to be a dropship. This requires the presence of Ben Mendelsohn's villain. Since the sun is setting and the ground is grimy with the corpses of stormtroopers, it looks like he's investigating the aftermath of a battle. How does he manage to keep that white cape clean, because he obviously doesn't care about letting it drag all over dirt and death? What's important enough to be guarded by Palpatine's royal guard? These are the soldiers who are tasked with protecting Palpatine himself. That looks like a Bacta tank, which is a tank with fluid used to accelerate healing and treat major injuries. Could Palpatine be in that tank? Who is the figure approaching? It has been extensively rumored that Darth Vader will be in this film. Check out my video, Darth Vader set to have a huge scene or role in Star Wars Rogue One. What will you do when they catch you? What will you do if they break you? If you continue to fight, what will you become? Jiang Wen gets an action scene where he runs toward the camera while chaos ignites around him. Early rumors suggest that he plays a bounty hunter who joins the rebel cause. These are just rumors though, and they should be taken with a grain of salt. This is a magnificent shot, a fearful and awe-inspiring look at what it must feel like to be outgunned in a war against an enemy that can throw a walking battleship at you. Also, note the tropical setting. This appears to be the same tropical battle seen earlier in the trailer. The trailer ends with Jyn in an Imperial uniform. It's a shot that wants you to wonder what's going on and what this could mean. Leave a comment below and tell me what you think about the trailer and maybe some details I may have missed. I make new videos every week, so please subscribe, like, and share. There will be links below in the description box for more of my videos. Thanks for watching. I know you could be doing many different things other than listening to me. Therefore, I am truly grateful. Don't forget to subscribe. I am John Armstrong Media, and I approve this message.